Fear the Walking Dead is currently on its last batch of episodes, final 6 episodes of the entire series. This series, man, has had so many highs and lows. One of the highs is, as I'm sure many fans will agree, season 3. I think season 3 is also a high point of the entire television franchise. Like, just the story of the entire season was just spectacular. It's like the best TV I've watched ever. And it's crazy because like we had just come off of season 7 of the main show and a lot of us were not satisfied with that season. It was a nice pleasant surprise after the disappointment that a lot of us felt with season 7. So basically, as the title and thumbnail may suggest, I'm gonna do like a little series retrospective on Fear the Walking Dead, starting with season 3. I know that's like very out of order, but I just really wanted to start with something I knew I'd enjoy talking about. So I just wanted to go through like the journeys that the main characters have been on this season, and especially their relationships with each other. Because again, just everything about the season was fantastic, especially the relationships between the characters. And since in these last 6 episodes that are currently airing on AMC right now, we're having Madison versus Troy 2.0. So it'll kind of be fun to look back at part 1 of Madison versus Troy. So to quickly recap the end of season 2, Nick met Luciana at La Colonia and they were captured at the Mexicali border. Madison, Alicia, and Travis were at that hotel and they had to leave because of a scuffle, and Strand stayed behind, and Daniel and Ophelia are missing. So let us start this season 3 retrospective with none other than the premiere, Eye of the Beholder.
Maggie! Get your hands off her!
Where are you taking him?
It's okay.
Travis!
It's okay, man.
Where are you taking him?
So after losing his son Chris and beating the holy moly ravioli out of Chris's killers, Brandon and Derek, Travis, we just see he's all business now. Like, he's ready to throw down, but he knows there's a place and time. And as the military guys take Travis down to where they're holding other people, they stop and show him the aftermath of one of their experiments. And I feel like this is like a power move. And I feel like as they sit him down, his main mission is, just do whatever you can to survive, to live, so that you can find Madison and Alicia. And then as soon as he sees Nick, he knows instantly what his new mission is. He has to reunite Nick with Madison and Alicia. He doesn't want any of the Clarks to go through what he's currently going through.
Ta-da!
And now we get our first good look at the main man himself, Troy Otto. And as he enters the room, I noticed that he kind of has tunnel vision for Madison. It seems like he doesn't even see Alicia. Like maybe in his peripherals, he knows there's another being there, but he's just instantly focused on Madison. And you can see a slight subtle change in his mannerisms when he remembers that Alicia is there too. But he's just really disinterested in her right away. He's just, he's still trying to come off as friendly, but I don't care about you, Alicia. And obviously Madison and Alicia are distrustful. They don't know who he is. But at this point, I'd probably say that at least Madison is a seasoned survivor now, so she knows what to do right to make sure she doesn't get on Troy's bad side. Being friendly back and the reciprocated friendly vibes makes Troy subconsciously gravitate towards Madison even more, and kind of as a mother figure. And he mentions that his mother has passed away. And then he says he doesn't get lost much anyway.
My son, he's out there somewhere, alone. I'm sure if you were lost in the wasteland, your mother would do anything to find you.
My mother passed, man.
I'm sorry.
I don't get lost much anyway.
I'm probably getting looking way too much into that line, but I feel like there's a deeper meaning to it. The way he says it, it seems as though he's trying to convince even himself that he's not lost. He just has to verbalize it so that Madison and Alicia don't think that, and so that he feels like he's not too. So we see what Troy and his guys are really doing. They're running experiments on non-white people to see how long it takes them to turn after being killed. And it doesn't even seem like these people that they're killing are bit or anything. So there's clear racism and psychopathic behavior here. And there's a pile of money, so that indicates that they're placing bets on how long it takes certain people to turn, which, is even sicker. But Troy stands out among everyone, obviously. And I gotta credit Daniel Sharman for that. He's a fantastic actor. And of course, whoever directed and wrote this episode.
This woman needs attention.
Yeah, she'll be taken care of.
No. She's dying.
Everyone here dies. It's the only mercy I can offer. The sick and the maimed.
That is such a cold line, man. It's sick, twisted, and sinister, but for some reason, it gives you chills. And honestly, in that world, for some people, dying might actually be mercy. But perhaps it's the way you die. A headshot is probably the quickest and least painful way to go. I would rather that than being eaten alive by walkers, or in this show, infected. So Madison and Alicia are still looking for a way out of that room they're being held in, as they were doing before Troy walked in. And when Alicia pulls that knife out of her boot, it's like Madison is surprised by how much of a survivor Alicia has become. She still wants to see her as her sweet and innocent little daughter, but that's not who she is anymore. This mother and daughter are an iconic duo. Imagine them going up against Rick and Carl. That'd be crazy. And as I'm sure a lot of parents would, Madison still wants to take the burden off of Alicia from killing people, even though Alicia already killed someone to save Travis at the end of last season. But, it's still her daughter. Madison doesn't want Alicia to have to do that again.
No! 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 Please, no! I love family! Please! Please, they'll never know! They'll never know!
That's something, ain't it? Season 1 Travis, seeing someone get shot like that in front of him, he probably would have internally freaked out at least. But after you lose your child and then beat to death his killers, and then you see someone get shot in front of you like that, what more can really faze you at that point? And I love that even though Travis just met Luciana and hasn't even spoken a word to her yet, he accepts her as family without hesitation.
How are you gonna help us out of here in your condition?
I got a strong will to live. And I'm less of a burden than she is.
We give a shit about her. She's family and you're not.
And a deeper look into that is, since he lost Chris, he has a hole in his heart, in the family section of his heart. Chris was his last blood relative that was alive, and now he's gone. So at this point, he's probably going to take in anyone and see them as family if they're deserving of his love and protection, which Luciana obviously is. She's a good person. I love this second interaction between Madison and Troy. As they sit across from each other, they are reading each other like a book. And I think Madison is doing the better reading job. She sees Troy's subconscious vulnerability. She's working in her head any way that she can use it to her advantage to get her, Alicia, and Travis out. And I think Troy's figuring out how he can use Madison for his larger plans, but more importantly, if she's a suitable substitute mother for him. Because he really wants her trust and approval, as he says he's not a bad person. Which, yeah, as Madison said, no one even said that in this room, at least during this conversation. We weren't even talking about if you're a bad person or not. But Troy is really searching for her approval and validation. It's kind of like a dog. Like dogs want to please their humans, and Troy wants to please Madison, even though they just met each other. But as the conversation comes to a close, he sees that he's not going to fully get her trust and approval if she can't see Travis. Man, Travis is really shining in this episode. His fatherly instincts immediately kick in when Willie and his other boys are trying to, run an experiment on Nick. Travis immediately volunteers as tribute, throwing himself into the Hunger Games. He'd rather die than watch Nick die. But now, because Travis, Steven, Nick, and Luciana have gotten into a scuffle with the military people, he's in big doo-doo this time, Travis. And Troy is like, you gotta be kidding me. I promised to your wife that you could see her, but now you done messed up.
Tengo que parar.
We can't stop, not yet. I'm gonna get you safe.
I'm slowing you down.
No te voy a dejar. Nunca.
Nick is so wholesome. We love him. And he loves Luciana. And we love that he loves Luciana. He refuses to leave her. She wants him to leave her because she feels like a burden. She's going to slow him down. But nah, girl, I love you. I ain't leaving you behind. And he's speaking Spanish to her, so you know he's serious about how much he loves her and how much he's serious about not leaving her. It's small things like that, the hesitation to open the door to see Madison and Alicia again, because he knows he's going to have to deliver some disappointing news that things have changed with Travis. She ain't going to be able to see him, but he really wants her approval, but it's going to be even harder to get it now because he has to keep Travis away from her. And the trap has been set. Troy's guard is lower than it ever has been before, which was a big mistake because Madison has now used that against him, taken him hostage, shoved a spoon under his eye. That is probably not a good idea for breakfast. So they're walking around. Troy is kind of like her hostage right now. He tries to threaten her, but I mean, there's no point, bro. Like, she's gonna scoop your eye out if you keep talking that junk and don't let her see Travis. Now we get Troy's older half-brother, Jake Otto. Our first look at him is him saying that he knows that Troy deserves having that spoon in his eye right now. He knows Troy well enough to know that he deserves this. So that makes us like instantly, we want to know more about their relationship and why Jake knows that Troy deserves the spoon in his eye when he doesn't even know what happened. And it's also a brief first look at just how opposite the two brothers are. First off, I want to say that Travis is just a beast. He took all the infected down by himself with his bare hands. What a beast he is, man. And it's very heartwarming to see how relieved he is as Nick is reunited with Madison and Alicia. His mission is complete. It's come full circle, man. He couldn't save his own son, but he saved his stepson and helped his wife see her son again. His new family is intact.
Kill people, innocent people.
Only the sick and the wounded. People are gonna die anyway.
Who are you to say that? Who are you to say they were gonna die?
This is triage. It's all
Triage.
Another look into just how opposite Troy and Jake are. Jake is furious at Troy for what he and his boys did here at the military base, killing innocent people, running experiments, betting on these experiments. That's not why their father sent them there.
Cast one out to protect the many.
But he killed many instead of protecting them.
It's a sanctuary. My father prepared for the end. Ranch is safe. It's good people.
Good people.
Troy's one man among many. There's no one else there like
But
him.
he's allowed to exist. Others here allowed that to happen.
You don't know me. What you've seen in my family, I'd run. We're building something back at home, something with a future. Let me show you that. If you see it and you think it's bullshit, fine. I'll outfit you and send you on your way. Don't you owe your family more?
So both Troy and Jake want Madison and her family to come back to the ranch with them, but for different reasons. Troy wants a new mother, and Jake sees that Madison and her family are good people and they deserve a safe place to live. And that's another cold line when Travis says that Troy is allowed to live. Despite the scuffle and the spoon in his eye, Troy still saves Madison and Nick. And that just shows how much he respects her and how much he really wants a new mother. And it's only the first episode, but we already have a solid foundation laid out for this very complex relationship between them. So that is episode 1 of season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead, Eye of the Beholder. Madison, Travis, and Troy were definitely the highlights of this episode. They were the ones that stood out the most. Travis beasting on those walkers, Madison shoving that spoon in Troy's eye, Troy being Troy. Season starts off on a very high note, extremely high note. And in my opinion, throughout the entire Walking Dead franchise, this is the second best premiere. The first one being 501 of the main show, No Sanctuary. I don't know if anything can top that, but this is the second best premiere for me. I'm actually going to give Madison, Travis, and Troy a podium of how iconic they were in this episode. Travis is number 1. He was the main highlight of the episode. Madison number 2, Troy number 3. I can't wait to see Travis's journey throughout the rest of the season. I'm sure it's going to be action-packed. So that concludes this video. Let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comments. And let me know if you want me to continue. I myself do want to continue with this season, but just want to see if people are interested. So, leave a like if you're interested. Let me know in the comments. And whatever my next video is, see you there.